All right, devs, let's dive into something pretty cool. AI agents that can actually hold a conversation. Not just, the same old boring chatbot stuff.
Yeah, it's like moving beyond those basic chatbots into
Wow.
like truly responsive interaction.
Exactly. And the best part, this isn't some far-off tech. This is happening right now. We're looking at 11 Labs. They've got a platform that lets developers build these agents right now.
And they're really focused on us,
Yeah.
on giving developers the tools and the flexibility we need.
So let's get down to basics. 11 Labs talks about the core parts of a conversational AI system. And, it's kind of like how we'd solve a tough coding problem. First, there's speech to text.
The ears of the system.
Right, transcribing audio into text so the AI can understand it.
Then comes the LLM, the brain.
Ah, so something like, what, GPT or Claude?
Yeah, or even your own custom model.
So it's processing that text, understanding the meaning and context.
Exactly, like parsing a complex function call.
Okay, and then what?
The LLM generates a response, still in text form though.
Got it. So then we need text to speech, the voice of our agent, to make it sound natural.
But 11 Labs takes it further, and this is where it gets interesting for us, for devs. They've got logic for turn-taking and interruption handling. It's not just about responses, it's about understanding how real conversations work.
It's like multi-threaded programming, right?
Right.
Got to make sure things don't clash.
Exactly. Got to handle pauses, overlapping speech, all those little nuances.
11 Labs talks about their low latency system, combining their TTS model and transcription on one server.
Yeah, super important for a smooth experience.
So optimized performance, no lag, no waiting.
Exactly. That responsiveness is key.
Now for the good stuff. The 11 Labs platform itself. Lots of control for devs, lots of cool features.
Yeah, they get what developers need.
Like bring your own LLM.
Huge.
You're not stuck with just their models. You can use like Gemini or Claude,
Yeah.
or even one you trained yourself.
That kind of flexibility is rare.
And then there's external function calling.
Yeah.
This is where it gets powerful.
You can integrate with any third-party app,
Pull in real-time data, trigger actions.
extending the agent beyond words.
It's like APIs, but with conversation.
Imagine your AI agent can pull up documentation or start a build process based on what you're saying.
That's insane. All our workflows accessible through natural language?
It makes you think about software design in a whole new way.
Okay, even better. You can immigrate with a knowledge base
Give your agent all the context it needs
about your company, your product, your code base,
so it can give real answers,
help with debugging,
become a real expert.
and get this, they even have a Twilio integration, so your agents can handle phone calls.
Wow, that opens up a ton of possibilities.
AI-powered customer support, code review sessions.
Maybe even like a virtual pair programming partner.
Okay, before we get too carried away, let's talk languages, voices, and some use cases, especially for us, the software engineers.
Yeah, let's see how this can actually help us.
11 Labs supports, get this, 31 languages.
And they're adding more,
So building for a global audience, no problem.
breaking down those language barriers.
And they've got tons of voices to choose from.
You can really fine-tune the personality
You want a helpful code assistant.
or a strict code reviewer.
It's all there.
Choosing the right voice can make a big difference.
Okay, let's get practical. What can we actually do with this as software engineers?
Well, for starters, how about an AI-powered code documentation reader?
Yeah, instead of digging through all that text, you can just ask your agent to explain something.
Like a specific function or class,
Especially helpful with new libraries or frameworks.
or just when you're stuck on something complex.
Right, like having an expert on hand.
It could be a game changer for accessibility, too.
Oh yeah, for visually impaired devs,
Or anyone who learns better by listening.
making that technical info way more accessible. Okay, sticking with workflows, what about virtual assistants?
For, like, bug tracking or project management.
Yeah, imagine just telling your agent what to do,
Create tickets, update timelines.
like a personal scrum master.
Who never gets tired of hearing you complain?
Okay, and how about testing and debugging?
Oh, man, the worst part, right.
But imagine describing a bug to your agent,
And it could generate test cases,
analyze log files,
even suggest fixes.
like a bug-squashing pair programming partner. Speaking of pair programming, what about code reviews?
Ooh, interesting.
An AI agent that can actually participate,
Analyze the code, point out issues.
offer suggestions, all through conversation.
That could really help catch things we miss.
Ensure consistency,
Yeah, like having a senior dev constantly watching.
but without the judgment. Okay, so how do we build all this? 11 Labs has a Python SDK.
Which is great news for us.
Right, so for those who don't know, an SDK is like a toolbox.
Full of pre-built tools and functions.
Makes development way easier.
And the 11 Labs SDK is really well designed.
They've made it super user-friendly.
You don't have to deal with all the low-level stuff.
You can focus on the fun part.
The logic, the personality of your agent.
Let's look at a simple example from their documentation.
Yeah, I think that'll be helpful.
So first things first, install the package. Pip install 11 Labs.
Easy enough.
And if you want the default audio setup, you'll need the PyAudio Extra.
So pip install 11 Labs by audio.
Then grab your API key from the 11 Labs website,
For authentication,
like your personal access token.
keeps things secure.
You'll also need your agent ID,
That's in your dashboard.
where you manage your agents and their settings.
Like choosing the right tool.
Okay, so now you've got your API key and agent ID. Time to code.
And the best part is, you don't need a ton of code.
They've kept it simple. So here's a snippet for a basic conversation flow. First, we import what we need from the library.
The client, the conversation class, the audio interface.
The building blocks. Then, load your API key and agent ID from environment variables.
Good security practice.
Create an instance of the 11 Labs client,
Passing in your API key.
like opening a communication channel. Now, the fun part. Creating a conversation object.
Where you specify all the details.
Audio interface, callbacks, any config options.
It's like setting the stage.
And those callbacks are interesting,
They let you define what happens at certain points.
like when the agent responds or when you speak.
Add custom logic, trigger actions.
Lots of flexibility. And finally, you start the session.
Start session. And that's it. You're talking to your AI agent. It's pretty amazing. All that complex stuff happening behind the scenes.
Yeah, speech recognition, the LLM, text-to-speech, all just works.
And it feels so natural because of that low latency they talked about.
Right, no awkward pauses or delays.
It's just like a real conversation.
Okay, one more thing about the SDK. I thought this was really cool. Custom audio interfaces.
Ah, you can get really creative there.
So the default uses your computer's mic and speakers, which is fine for most cases.
Yeah.
But what if you want to use something else?
Like a Bluetooth headset.
Yeah, or a pro mic.
Or even integrate with some special hardware.
For accessibility or for interacting with the physical world. And 11 Labs lets you do that. You can override the default setup and handle audio input and output however you want.
Like building your own custom modules.
They've got good docs and examples to help you out.
It's just another way they give you that flexibility.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about the tech, but I think it's important to step back for a second and think about what this means for us as software engineers.
Yeah, this isn't just about building cool toys.
This is about changing how we interact with software.
How we design user experiences.
For so long, we've been stuck with GUIs, menus, buttons, all that.
Yeah, but conversational AI can break free from that.
Create interfaces that are more intuitive, more human,
Like moving from commands to actual conversation.
and we're the ones who can make that happen.
We have the skills to build this new future.
It's a challenge, for sure,
We need to think differently, code differently.
but the possibilities are huge. So, to sum it all up, 11 Labs is making it possible to build AI agents that can hold real conversations.
And they've made it super accessible for developers.
They've given us the tools.
A powerful SDK, flexible integrations.
It's up to us to use those tools to build something amazing.
The future of software is conversational.
And it's in our hands.
So go out there and build something awesome.
The only limit is your imagination.